Hey everybody, Brad Allan, Family First Life Emerald City up here in Seattle. Sean Ruggiero and the AMS team asked me to put together a little video and talk about why all of us should have more confidence in selling fixed indexed annuities. So I've been at this about 2 years, and I looked at the portal, and lo and behold, I've done 42 of these things. So boy, they really add up pretty quick. And you know, you're going to come across these opportunities, and I'm going to show you how to identify them and how to make sure that you don't let them slip by. Okay, so how to have more confidence in selling fixed index annuities. Number one thing that I would recommend is a consistent structure. So when you go into the house, you build some rapport, you sit down, you go through the financial inventory. And with mine, I start with, you know, what do you make? What do you spend? Are you a saver? You know, we love savers, right? And then we go to, and what's discretionary income? Because you're probably there for mortgage protection or final expense or some other reason, right? You go to the next section, and that is, what do you have that looks or acts like insurance that would be transferable at the time of death to help, you know, whatever, cover final expense or, you know, mortgage protection, right? And if you see something, typically a 401k or an IRA, or it could be another annuity, or, you know, whatever you find in that section, you just circle it. And I always do a pregnant pause, and I make sure that they, you know, it's like a 3-5 second pause, and to the point where they're like, you know, what are you doing? Because you've been going along pretty good here. Why are you stopping? And I circle it a couple of times, right? Because I'm coming back to that. And then I proceed with the appointment. And then whatever we're going to do, whether it's a final expense or a mortgage protection type of policy we write, you finish that first, okay? You don't tidal wave sale somebody, because when you tidal wave sale somebody, all it takes is one pull of the thread on the sweater, and the whole thing comes just flying out, right? You don't want to do that. You finish what you were there to do. But then before you leave, do this. You say, all right, so we got that taken care of. That's great. You're all set. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but I circled this one part when I was gathering some information, and I just need to ask you a couple of questions. And I pull this out. If you haven't seen this, go out to the AMS site, fflams.com, personalize it, get one for yourself, because I have a boatload of these, and whenever I come across an index annuity opportunity, I always bring this out. And I really just kind of touch on the number one reason why you may be interested in an index annuity. And that's the power of indexing. So I say it like this. All right, so the difference between your investments you have today and an index annuity is that you participate in the market's gains. You do not outperform them, but you do not participate in the market's losses. And just stop for a second. That's pretty powerful, right? It's guaranteed to not lose value as long as you stay within your 10% annual withdrawal amount. You're not going to see any surrender charges, right? It's not going to drop below the initial lump sum rollover amount. Where I used to work, we were told, you know, put as many people into the market as you can. And now here with FFL, we bring people out of the market where appropriate to remove risk and still outperform everything but the market, right? So fantastic opportunity. And we get to say the word guarantee. Oh, I just say it. I wake up in the morning, guarantee. I guarantee I'm going to have a good day. Guarantee. It's fantastic. So another key difference is that on the index, when it comes to the indexing point, those are realized gains. As opposed to a 401k, the market's up, unless you sold, that's not your money. And I point that out. I show the difference between the red dot and the green dot. Right there at that 1 year mark, unless you sold, you didn't get that red dot. But with the green dot, index is up, that's money in your account. Big difference. And when the market's way down, unless you sell, you didn't lose with the 401k, but you slide right across that indexing period with the index annuity. So you don't go down. That is very powerful. I've probably sold easily 20 of the index annuities based on just that one chart, the red line versus the green line. Not your money when it's up, not your money when it's down unless you sell. And then the last thing is there's no fees. So the worst thing, Mr. Smith, would be if your account value was going down as you were paying for that to happen. Oh, that's just the worst. So the next thing, and this is all about setting up the next appointment, okay? And you're still in the comeback. You finish your appointment. You're kind of teeing up the next appointment, and you say, now when you're younger and you're contributing to your 401k, what have you, you're in your accumulation years, right? You can absorb risk because markets gain more than they lose, like 67, 23, 333. 6733, right? If you've got time to absorb the chaos, hey, no problem, just hang in there. But when you're in your 50s, 60s, 70s, you're coming to the end of your ride, right? 59 and above, you could look at moving money. If you can do an in-service distribution, that's for another day. If it's an orphan 401k, you might want to figure that piece out. But typically, when I meet people, they're in their 60s, they've had their accumulation. It is what it is. It could be 50,000, it could be 500,000, and I ask them a simple question. How much of the money that you have in the market right now are you willing to lose? And I would say 99% of the people say zero. And I push back and I say, now it can't be zero because it's still in the market. So either your number's not actually zero or you just hadn't met me. Maybe both. Okay, so let's find out what your number really is. When can we sit down again? And I'm going to bring back some information to show how you can participate in the gains, not the losses, with no fees. I know it may sound too good to be true, but it's actually a contract. So we're going to go ahead and set you up for next Tuesday, same time. Would that work? Great. All right. So you set that appointment, right? You do not sell in that first appointment because they just don't stay on the books. And then, you know, you did your deal, you set your appointment, you booked a meeting for another meeting, and you immediately reach out to ask a specialist and your upline, and you let them know what's going on. Here's Mr. Smith, he's 65, he's just retired, he is not quite sure what to do with his 401k, and he's got a lot of people reaching out to him. What do I do? He's a saver, and he wants to do this, that, and the other in retirement. You know, gather some requirements, send that off to Bridget and team, and they get back to you wicked fast. I mean, it's like within a day, 2 days maximum, and they'll help you with product recommendations. Reach out to your upline or your upline's upline, and they can run an appointment with you. But my point here, and I'll just close with this, that if you're in, you know, say 100 houses already, you've come across fixed indexed annuity opportunities. And if you have not sold a fixed index annuity, it's because you're not seeing something that's right in front of you. So get some collateral. Maybe watch this video a couple of times. Reach out to me, Brad Allan, if you have a question about how to really tease and set up that follow-up appointment. And, you know, it feels really good when you protect somebody's retirement. I mean, it's not something that's an everyday thing, but it should at least be a once a month thing. Every one of us should be finding and writing one of these at least once a month, and that's really a conservative estimate. I hope that helps. Let me know, and I hope you guys go out and help a lot of families. Take care.